Hello everyone. Today we will talk about linguistic variation in the classroom. Language is not always the same. It changes depending on who is speaking where and why. As teacher, it is important to understand this variation because they influence how students learn and communicate. One key variable is age. Age as a strong impact on language usage. For example, children often use simple words and short sentences. Teenagers may use it slang or informal expression, and adults usually prefer more formal language. In the classroom. This means we must adapt to our methods to the age we are teaching so students can understand and participate effectively.
Okay, linguistic variation types in the classroom. At this point, I will explain with example if I were a teacher. We are going to talk about linguistic variations, how English changes depending on where you are, who you are talking to, and the situations. Let's explore this together. Listen carefully, I will say the same word in two ways. American English is water, British English is water. What do you notice?
Ah, they sound different.
Yes, okay, exactly. But are correct. This helps you understand English, speaker for different regions. Example two. Imagine you are in the UK. You ask for French fries. Someone says, "Oh, you mean chips?" Mm, what do we learn here?
Different countries use different words for the same thing.
Yes, correct. That's why learning vocabulary variations is so important. Example three. Let's watch a short clip of two people, one from Scotland, one from Texas. What do you notice about their speech?
They use different words and grammar.
Yes, dialects are not just accents. They can have their own expressions and structure. Example four. If I say to my friends, "Hey, what's up?" That castle, but in email to my boss, I write, "Good mornings. I hope this message finds you well." Why is this important?
Because we need to use the right language for the situation.
Yes, exactly. That's what we call register. In conclusions, by understanding the accents, vocabulary in dialects and registers, you can communicate with people from many countries and in different situations. That's the power of learning about the linguistic variations.
Hello, my name is Karina Fernandez. Today we'll talk about two fascinating variables we occurring in the classroom sociolect and register. Sociolect is a linguist variation like into social group, has its nine subjects and doesn't focus on where you live, but rather on how you surround yourself with and who you are. These social groups are defined by age, profession, economic status, and harms. We can affirm that sociolect is a key aspect of a student identify. Example, the teacher is in an English class and asks the students to read a short story. Two of the students have different perspectives and begin by discussing their ideas. Student A is a soccer fan and his sociolect is related to the sport. Student B is passionate about technology and his sociolect is different. Student A say, I want my character of my story to be an MVP and for his my challenge to be passing the ball and scoring ideas. Student B say, I don't know about football, but it's a great idea. But the character has a bug, a glitch that causes him to lose his skill and strengths. As future teacher, our job is not to correct the language, but to recognize it and use it as a bridge to connect with the students and expand their vocabulary. Now we change direction a little. Register. We can say that it's a style of language used to communicate with different people in a specific situation depending on who are on our purpose. It's the ability to adapt between when to use formal and informal language. Remembering that this is one unconsciously and is a crucial skill. For example, a clear example is when you forget to hand in an assignment to your teacher and you ask BMX for permission. Example, you write to teacher, good afternoon. Dear Magister Carolina, my name is Juan Andres. The reason for my message is to allow me to submit my late homework from yesterday. Thank you very much in advance. The teacher and with good afternoon, Juan Andres. That's fine, dear students. Tomorrow I will collect your homework with its corresponding justification. Uh, Juan Carlos write the friend and say, "Hey Carlos, pass me to homework. I can hand it in tomorrow." And your friend replies, say, "Great, bro. I passed to it onto you. The way of speaking, the words, and the structure of the sentence have changed complex." Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vivian Elizabeth Mirabatomela. Today I want to talk you about two very common phenomena that future English teacher must recognize and appreciate in our classroom. Code switching and regional variation. First, code switching. When teaching English, it is often noticeable that the students switch between their native language and English within the same sentence. This phenomenon is known as code switching. For example, a student say, ayer hice mi tarea, but I didn't finish it. Use it English and Spanish in the same sentence. Why does this happen? For several reasons. Identity and belonging, lack of vocabulary, rhythm fluency or naturalness. Code switching is not always negative. In fact, it can be a pedagogical strategy. It keeps communication active, reduces anxiety, etc. Second, regional variation. English is not uniform, and that is what makes it fascinating. There are multiple varieties depending on the region. British English, American English, Australian English, Canadian English, and even internal difference with each country. This means that vocabulary, pronunciation, and even certain structures can vary. Example is in the United States they say elevator, while in English they say lift, but are correct, but they reflect different cultural contexts. As teacher, we must expose students to different accents and varieties so that they develop a comprehensive understanding of the language. Thank you.
Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Maria Flores. I go to talk about the convention is the conclusion and recommendation of the team is the video. The good afternoon is today. I like to share three is the recommendation for the to prepare to because teacher is especially in the language is taught diversity craft. Of the auxiliary value is language to diversity require is student speaks in the area to on only care the part identifies is not about correctness or the about is understand for in the environment on the reaching of power in the classroom. Is the second variable is adapted to the sticks for the different tips on the line variation. Consider the direction for an informal and register or the cultural context teaching about the impossible sciences and depending giving the sort communicated affecting the different situations. This is this for is inclusive and respecting environment or the student can should feel allowed to know how to speak language is for the foundation for the conclusion on the learning. And the final mention there is that teaching is about to the building the bright to the more aware by the language as the from the diversity and the taste with the verb. In the point on the respect and language to diversity thou is thou desire in this direction. Thank you.
In conclusion, understanding linguistic variation in the classroom is essential for effective teaching students. Language change depending on many factors such as age, gender, socioeconomic status, social aids, register, coding with change, regional variation, language use, and language style. By recognizing these differences, the teacher can adapt their teaching methods to meet the needs of all students. The approach helps create a more inclusive, supportive, and effective learning environment where every students can communicate, participate, and succeed.